Hello, my name is Joe Larson and I'm with the Lionheart Soccer Academy. And today I want to talk to you about preseason and just what preseason kind of means. Obviously there's a lot of excitement in the air. Now is the time of the year that high schools and colleges are starting to gather and the players are starting to come into town. And so it's a time that just players can kind of see, and put themselves up against other players, and coaches can see who's come in fit, who's been ready for the season, who's, prepared themselves for the season. And one thing to keep in mind is that preseason is short, and the season itself is short. You're talking, a couple months out of the whole year that you're playing on a specific, high school team or a college team. And so it's very important that players come in not only, fit, but technically sound and sharp. Because these things are kind of what makes the difference between playing and sitting the bench in many cases. Preseason to me, I remember, in high school, it's one of those situations where nobody ever told me, hey Joe, you need to come in and have yourself fit, ready to go, and that way, preseason is not so difficult. And I remember just being run and run and run, and when there's times where we could have been working on, just team strategy and the team environment. And so it was a challenge, and I'm sure for the coaches, but there was never a model put in place to say, hey, if you're out doing this and that preparation you put in before the season, before even preseason, is really what's going to set the tone for the season. And so it wasn't until later in life that I realized that importance. So I've experienced it both on a coaching perspective and and a player perspective. Both high school and college were struggles to begin with, but to give you a little background, college was a situation where I ended up my freshman year coming in and finishing dead last in all the fitness drills, and that just wasn't acceptable. I remember that embarrassment and just that feeling of disgust with myself to say, why did this happen? And so I made a commitment that day on the track. It was a 2-mile run, and I remember people lapping me, and it was a miserable experience. And I said to myself, this will never happen again, and I'll do whatever it takes to be that person that comes in the next year to set the tone and be a leader within our team. So that year I ended up losing 30 pounds. Obviously 30 pounds is a lot of weight, which meant I had weight to lose, and that's true. But I came in that sophomore year, and I remember the first day the coaches saw me and said, wow, Joe, you look fantastic. And I went out and ended up finishing the top 15, out of 40 guys on the team. And so for me, that was that whole confidence builder. Say, I've prepared myself, but I wasn't satisfied with that. There's a lot of you maybe watching and say, I'm okay. I finished in the top 10 no matter what. But really, is that what you're going for? Do you want to be the best you want to be? Don't just settle for, hey, I'm good enough. But say, I can be better, and there's things I could have worked on. You don't want to have regrets. In preseason, when you're running those fitness drills, those are lots of time that we can sit and think and think back and have regrets. Boy, I should have done this, should have done that better. But really, that preparation before and during the summer is important. During that whole preseason atmosphere. So later in life, in that college environment, my junior year I finished 4th in the fitness testing. The senior year I finished 2nd, and those are big steps. Especially being as a goalkeeper. And how many times can you say a goalkeeper finishes in the top 10 in any type of fitness drill? But none of that. But I played well enough, and I went and worked with a private coach out in California for 3 summers to where I really worked my tail off, and it was an exciting time for me, and I was able to be recognized not only through my team, but also just in the national environment. And so that was set the tone for me being able to pursue additional goals that I had after college soccer. So anyway, I encourage you, maybe it's too late this season, but whatever season you have coming up, that, to really work on getting that, your fitness level up and your technique, because that's what's really going to set the tone for you. If you do need help, Lionheart Soccer Academy can help. My phone number is 701-428-1224. At that point, be more than happy to work with you or your team. So thank you.